Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, but in the world of dating, you're just not getting the results you want? Maybe you're very kind, you're respectful, and you try to be your best self, but in the end, you still end up in the friend zone or get overlooked entirely. It's a bitter and confusing experience that so many men face. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a huge secret. We're going to break down the 3 biggest and most common mistakes men make when trying to attract women. The important thing to know is that these mistakes often come from a good place or from bad advice that's common in society. But the good news is, not only will I show you what these mistakes are, but more importantly, I'll teach you how to avoid them and what to do instead to become a more attractive and confident man. So, stick with me until the end of this video. Mistake 1, the nice guy syndrome. The first, and perhaps the biggest mistake, is falling into the nice guy trap. This is when you try to win a woman over by being overly agreeable and kind. The logic behind this is, if I'm super nice to her, she'll have to like me. This man puts her on a pedestal, agrees with everything she says, showers her with non-stop compliments, and does anything for her, hoping to eventually earn or buy her affection. But why does this approach almost always fail? Because being too nice kills attraction. This behavior sends a few negative messages. First, it says you're not being authentic and are just seeking her validation. Second, it means there's no challenge or excitement in interacting with you. Attraction requires a bit of tension and polarity. And third, it signals a lack of self-worth. It's as if you don't believe your true self is valuable enough to be liked. So what's the solution? The solution isn't to become a jerk. The solution is to be kind instead of nice. There's a huge difference. Being nice is often a strategy to get something. But being kind is a genuine character trait that comes from a place of strength and respect, for yourself and for others. First, have your own opinions. Don't be afraid to disagree respectfully. A healthy, playful debate is far more attractive than constant agreement. Second, focus on your own life. Have your own goals, hobbies, and passions. Don't make her the center of your universe. Your value comes from your own life, not from her approval. You become a more attractive person by having a full life. Mistake 2, hiding your intent. The second major mistake, which sends you straight to the friend zone, is hiding your romantic interest. This is when you pretend you just want to be friends, hoping that she'll get close to you first, and then magically realize how amazing you are and fall in love. This approach comes from a fear of rejection, of hearing the word no. But why is this a fatal mistake? First, it's dishonest. You're starting a potential relationship on a false premise, and women have an amazing ability to sense this insincerity. It makes them feel manipulated. Second, you frame yourself as a friend from the very beginning. It is nearly impossible to change that frame later on. You've shown her you're a friend, so she sees you as a friend. And third, you eliminate all romantic and sexual tension. Attraction needs that tension to exist. The solution is to be clear and confident, but not in a creepy or aggressive way. First, show your interest. You can do this with some playful banter and flirting by giving genuine compliments. For instance, instead of complimenting her work, compliment her style or her smile, and by using confident body language. Second, ask her on a real date. Be direct. Instead of saying, "We should hang out sometime," say, "I really enjoy talking with you, and I'd love to take you out for a drink this week. Are you free Thursday evening?" This statement is direct, confident, and makes your intentions perfectly clear. Third, learn to accept no. Rejection is a part of life. It's not a failure. It's just feedback. It means you aren't compatible. And that's a good thing. It frees up your time to find someone who is a better match. Mistake 3, trying too hard to impress. And the third mistake, trying way too hard to impress her by bragging about your job, your income, your car, or your accomplishments. This is what we call peacocking. The logic here is, if she sees how successful, strong, or rich I am, she'll be impressed and attracted to me. But this method has the exact opposite effect. Why? Because bragging screams insecurity. It sends the message that you don't think you are interesting enough on your own, so you have to use external things to create value. Furthermore, it makes for a boring, one-sided conversation. You're turning her into a spectator, not a participant in a conversation. And finally, you end up attracting the wrong kind of people, those who are interested in your status or your possessions, not in you. So, what's the solution? The solution is to show, don't tell. First, tell stories. Instead of saying, I'm an adventurous person, tell a short, engaging story about your last adventure. Instead of saying, I'm successful at my job, let her discover that by the way you talk with passion about your work. Second, be genuinely curious about her. The most impressive thing you can do is be interested in her. Ask her questions. Listen to her answers. Make the conversation about her. This demonstrates confidence and high social intelligence. Third, focus on emotions, not facts. People connect through emotions. When you talk about something, talk about how it made you feel. Excited, passionate, challenged. This is far more attractive than just listing dry facts.